Hello everyone, my name is Sark and welcome back to another Revoltech amazing Yamaguchi action figure review. It has been a while since I reviewed one of these and I'm just ready to get into this one because we have the one and only Agent Venom Flash Thompson with the bonus part. So I'm very excited about this guy, so without further ado, let's take this guy out and see how he looks. Alright, so here we have Agent Venom, and I gotta say, this man looks glorious. I love this figure. Now, there's a couple of things that I do like a lot, very much, and there's also a couple of things that it's like, okay, they could have done this a little bit better, but I know this is the 2025 reissue, so they were not really going to change much from the first release. Otherwise, that would be just a completely brand new figure. So, yeah. I will say, the little like neck area being loose, it's a nice addition because it does allow for more range of movement. But it can be a little bit annoying to just kind of put in place. The shoulder pads are not the greatest in terms of like range of movement. Because they're on a ball peg, at least they're on a ball peg that doesn't have like a hinge that goes upward, so it is going to limit your range of articulation there, which is a little bit unfortunate. But besides that, he looks fantastic. The spikes all the way throughout. I honestly think this is the best Agent Venom action figure that there is currently on the market. I know Marvel Legends just recently released one and people really didn't like it, and I'm just kind of glad that I got this one as well. Although it is very pricey, I will tell you that. So yeah, love the shininess in terms of the symbiote goo, like on the actual spiky areas and technically the armor padding, which is really nice, and just kind of like the regular militaristic outfit that he has underneath. Now, articulation, this guy does not lack in articulation whatsoever. For the head, you can, okay, being a little weird, you can look down about that far with the use of the neck itself, which is insane. Looking up, actually not bad whatsoever, although mine is a little bit stuck. It can look up further than this, I think. But so far, okay. Can this camera focus, please? Thank you. So looking up, pretty good as well. Nothing terrible. Side to side, pivoting side to side as well. So I think it would just need to change the direction of the peg itself for me to have full range on there. The arms. Unfortunately, you can barely get them into a T-pose with the shoulder pads, which is a little bit of a bummer, but you can rotate them 360 degrees if you wanted to. You do have butterfly joints that are the amazing Yamaguchi ones, so they kind of just drop down depending on the pose that you're trying to do. So if you're doing like a low angle, you can definitely get them to look more natural, I guess. And you can go backwards a little bit. So you're not going to get like insane range of articulation because they do butterfly joints weird, but it works for what they're trying to achieve in terms of the range of motion. And it leaves the sculpt pretty clean, but again, I'd rather sacrifice a little bit of the sculpt for better range of movement. But in this case, it works. Bicep swivel. That doesn't go all the way around, but it does function a little bit. Single jointed elbow. So this is amazing Yamaguchi with the single jointed elbow. Let me just fix that. It works well. Better than 90 degrees. A little bit more than 90 degrees. And we do have the forearm swivel as well. Do be careful with the forearm kind of just separating from the whole arm itself. Doesn't seem to be a concurrent issue, but just if you see it further than that, then you might just want to insert it back again. And a hinged wrist as well, so very nicely done here. You do get a decent amount of articulation there. The only big issue that I have is that he's too bulky on the sides right here. right here. And yeah, it works with the sculpt and everything, and that is supposed to be there for it to not look bad. But he just looks too bulky. Like, his arms are just jotted outwards, and he can't really have a normal, like, resting pose, pretty much. So, it depends on how much you're gonna have this guy just kind of standing around. But he just looks like a bodybuilder, which realistically he kind of is in terms of the build that he is supposed to have, especially with the Venom symbiote. And Flash Thompson was in the military, so it makes sense. App Crunch. This is perfection. Oh my god. Yeah, it has a gap over here, but my god, is it beautiful. That's perfect. No notes. Backwards, also really good. Slight gap, but again, no notes. It works perfectly fine. For the swivel, there is like a slight swivel. And pivoting is pretty good as well. So this guy has great torso articulation. Oh wait, let me get rid of these real quick. For the legs, you can get slight splits, a little bit better than 90 degrees, which is great. We do have the thigh swivel. Kicking forward is definitely not the greatest because he is very bulky on the legs. So slightly less than 90, which is interesting, but it works. I think the torso articulation will definitely like alleviate for that, so it'll make up for it. Again, thigh swivel, single jointed knee, which is on a hinge right here, and it works perfectly fine. Like, Amazing Yamaguchi has been the one to do it so many times, and we do have a calf movement with a slight swivel and a toe or a foot hinge that goes backwards this far, with the toe hinge also going backwards, and forwards this much. It doesn't have much range, but it works. And a toe hinge that actually looks pretty decent. So, in terms of articulation, this guy does have a decent amount that works well in a lot of areas, and somewhat okay. And, well, okay in other areas. Again, the arms, actually, no, never mind. I kind of take back what I said. He looks kind of dope like this. Like, very beefy, very cool looking. Love it. So, let's move into the accessories, because this guy has a lot of accessories. Isn't it crazy that these are not all of the accessories that this Age of Venom comes with? Because, my god, does he come with a lot. Now, I almost thought that he didn't come with any hands because I couldn't find them, but they were in a whole separate packaging. So here's the displayed set of hands. We have like clawing hands, grasping hands for the weapons, or just kind of like extended hands, grasping hands for the weapons, Venom tendril hands, and then a set of fists, like full-on closed fists, because the ones that he comes with are to grab the webs, which is really nice. These are an insane amount of hands. Like, realistically, a lot. So, here is the Kyoto bonus head sculpt. Now, this is something that I love that they did this. You can just deattach the head, and a lot of times it will come off with the peg itself. So you can see here, came off with the peg. And I'm like, okay, now I have to get the peg out. But no, I can just properly, if I can get this right, there you go. Properly just add the attachment there. That's beautiful. I'm gonna love this head sculpt a lot. Not saying that the Age of Venom head sculpt is bad. It's just I love the regular Venom face. We do have a couple of different sets of eyes. Night vision goggles, regular, more like shocked expression, and squinting eyes as well. You can just pop them out from there, as you can see. So, very nicely done. We do have a Venom blade that you can attach to the hands however you want. We do have 4 different guns, or 4 of the same guns, with their little effect pieces, which is really nice. We have a giant bazooka from the looks of it, which is awesome. And then we also have 2 webs that are not bendable, but they look really nice with the white going through. Would have wished it was black, but it's fine. We do have 4 of these, but 2 of them are already attached to the Venom figure. I attached them. They do come unattached, so you pretty much just have to grab this little piece of the back of the gun, and then just insert it here for whenever you want to just not have those weapons displayed. You can take them off and then put them in the same packaging as well. So, and then he comes with two bigger ammo size things. So that's the first set of accessories. Let's move on to the second set, where it's pretty much just all the tendrils. Alright, so I thought it would just be better to actually showcase them on the box, mostly because there's 4 of the same one and then 2 pairs as well. So when it comes to these little tendrils, these are the ones that you attach onto the actual body, the back of the body. There's 4 different places for you to attach them, which is really nice. This one, you actually have to turn this little piece around so it actually like bends perfectly. And you can actually attach them to your own desire, but they are just packed in like this because it's easier for them. We do have the big tendril. There is again 2 of these, which is really nice. I'm a little concerned that they might snap pretty easily, especially at like the corners if you drop it by accident. One cool neat thing about this is that you can take off the ball peg here, or not the ball peg, the hinge right here, and then you can attach it to the hands, which is what you're actually meant to do. You attach it to the hands and then you attach them to the little ones right here. So that way you can actually attach the weapons whenever you're using them for your posing sessions, which is really nice. This is cool. I love this. And then the last one, technically, is the little one. This one, you can also take the peg off, I'm pretty sure, but it's recommended to do it on the big one instead. And I can definitely see why. But you can still take it off whenever you want to, in case you want to use the 4 weapons as well. Because he does come with 4 symbiote hands for your own pleasure. So, yeah. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Going into my final thoughts, I think this figure is fantastic, and I understand why a lot of people were very excited for this figure, especially nowadays, because we needed a good Agent Venom, and it seems that Amazing Yamaguchi had done that in the past, and they're like, you know what, let's release it again. Why not? We already made a perfect Agent Venom. Why not make it again and reissue it? I'm very happy that I was able to get this guy, especially with the additional head sculpt, which is really nice. So as a final score, I'm going to give it, honestly, a 10 out of 10. I like the figure. He has great posability. It is lacking a little bit on the lower end, on the lower body portions, but at the same time, based on his build, it still works perfectly fine. And also, it makes up for it with the torso articulation. So yeah, and again, the amount of accessories that you get with this figure is already outstanding, because the only additional accessory that you get for paying more is the head sculpt. So you already get all of these accessories just with the regular reissue. Do you really need the extra accessory, the head sculpt? Not really. So again, very good figure. Very much enjoyed reviewing this figure, and I'm really excited to start posting this figure very soon. But besides that, that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you like it? Do you not like it? But besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.